I like the read before playing requires you to have a fucking magnifying glass.
It's so
to
small.
Just understand the warning they're trying to give you. Meanwhile, you're giving yourself a seizure just trying to read the fucking thing.
This is probably copyrighted.
It's really weird because the Scott Pilgrim movie had a 8-bit Universal title.
And this doesn't.
And this doesn't. This has a
actual universe.
Artifact universe title, but it's just a universal theme. Yeah. And it's very static.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would have been better if they just, like, went the full 9 yards with, like, the arcade aesthetic, which this game uses liberally.
No, it needs to be the lowest quality JPEG of all time.
JPEG specifically. At the very least, PNG with checkerboard backgrounds, like, still intact. I like the Winners Don't Eat Me. Because
from the
vegan place, yeah. Was that Comics Code? Because was that part of the Dare movement in the 90s and 80s? Winners don't use drugs, or winners don't do drugs. I always think of fucking Powerpuff Girls every time I see like that.
It's funny because I think Dare's most enduring legacy is making a bunch of dope T-shirts for stoners to wear.
Right.
Also, it made kids far more aware of drugs than they probably intended.
Yeah, because they're not thinking about, I should avoid that. It's like, hey, what are they talking about? That sounds actually pretty fucking...
Also, where are all the bullies offering us free drugs?
I can tell you right now, the only time I've ever been offered free drugs was from the cool kids in art class.
It was never drugs in my case. By the way, everybody, hey, welcome to the Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game.
Based on the movie, based on the comic.
Yeah, Peter Jackson, some other shit. We are playing this live over at Momocon 2022. Yeah, Momocon is still a thing, believe it or not. It's been 3 years since the last time we did any sort of live playthrough. And it's not all of us here. The entire BrainScratch crew could not make it for this one because of scheduling conflicts and because, pandemic is still very much a thing. So stay safe out there, folks.
What difficulty do you want to do? Just rough and tough?
Just for rough and tough is just like the normal. We can do average Joe, not Supreme Master though.
No. Everyone's maxed out though, so
rough and tough should be more than enough. Then average Joe, I think, would be too much of a curb stomp.
I didn't do Wallace because he's just Steven Stills again.
Wow, so much neglect for Wallace. Is it because he's gay?
No, it's because his DLC came out like 2 years after the game got delisted.
I think him and Kim were like the last two.
Kim was there as Knives.
Not Kim, Knives. I mean Knives. Like, Kim was a default character. I am always. You didn't unlock Nega Scott like I
did. He literally didn't unlock. There was a glitch in this version of the game.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, what am I going to use? Wallace?
I mean, you can use Steven or Ramona or Scott.
I think I'll stay. I'll be Knives. Why not?
Fair.
Oh god, that makes me have the lesbian special, doesn't it?
That's fine. We're lesbians in 14. We're just keeping up with the contractual obligation.
I suppose I'll be Scott.
I'm here, by the way. I'm filling in for the others who couldn't make it.
I'm Ted and Lewis now.
I am usurping your position in BrainScratch.
Yeah,
Give me all your money.
I think that's the sound test.
Joseph's bedroom, yes. It's basically just Mario. Go from stage to stage. So yeah, folks, this is for this playthrough. We're just doing a dedicated stage-to-stage romp. It's not a start from scratch playthrough. If you want to watch one of those, watch Clement's playthrough of that. We're just going around and
beating
everybody up. Well, I guess at the same time, to fill the time gap, just talk about our experiences with Scott Pilgrim versus the World, if any. Because I was exposed to the franchise via the movie, because Edgar Wright was the one directing it. And I was already a big Edgar Wright fan because of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. The Cornetto trilogy, basically.
Yeah.
And when I found out that he was directing this movie, I gave it a watch, and then I saw, oh wow, this might as well be part of that faction of movies because the editing was on point. And it's a great movie. Like, it is.
It's a very underappreciated movie.
Is it? Oh, yeah, I would say maybe.
No, it did very poorly at the box office.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
I mean, like all fucking cult classics.
And unfortunately, I think. I don't want to blame him for it, but I think Michael Cera scared people away.
Oh, probably a little bit.
Oh, in what reason? Like,
because he was known as the dorky, kind of weird kid.
The fucking dude from Juno. That was the thing most people knew.
Oh, okay.
So Scott was very against his usual archetype.
Was he also in Superbad?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure that was him too.
Also, for the record, for anyone watching at home, I'm on the Joy-Cons because we didn't bring a third Pro controller. I also have only played this game like twice.
I have played this game to max a total of 1 time. I got it on the PS3. Back when this became vaporware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I still have it on my PS3.
So do I. For that very reason of making sure I don't lose it, which is, I guess, thankfully not the case anymore because this game got a re-release
Yeah.
thanks to
The 10th anniversary. They say I am like 80% sure it's the 10th re-release. The other 20% was Ubisoft was getting a lot of bad press at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Though this was totally damage control.
Yeah.
Like, I remember them re-releasing everyone's like, this
Right
is
when
fucking
everything
bad.
was-
Like, we're appreciative, but this is also clearly just damage control, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it around the time that they were getting
Sexual
hot?
harassment.
Okay. that would
Especially
do
by
it.
all their upper heads.
Yeah, that would definitely do it.
How do I pick this up?
I
Walk
think
close
you-
and press
walk close
attack.
yeah, I think, you can just press attack.
Okay.
That's the Y button, whatever it is on Joy-Cons.
It's still Y. It's just.
I got a bucket.
And then X is like, you can also
Throw
just
it.
toss items too.
Yeah, this is River City in everything but name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
There we go.
It's a pretty simplistic beat 'em up, all things considered. There are RPG elements to it, as you can tell when we're at the character select screen. Everyone was at the cap level
16.
of 16. And that's mainly just stats and a
Yeah.
couple of new moves.
Yeah, you get a few moves by leveling up.
Yeah.
There are shops that can you buy things like strength up, HP up, extra lives, things like that.
Yeah.
There is the video store, which is nothing but references, which we will go to when we're in that area of this level.
There's also a lot of hidden shit around here too.
Yeah, there are a lot of hidden alleyways and stuff. There are also cheat codes to do things.
Oh.
So.
I just summoned
Lesbians.
It's like,
Lesbians!
I did not give consent for that.
You press the button.
Why do you have a Knives clone to kiss?
Okay, so in the base game before Knives became DLC, she was like basically everyone's summon attack. And she would do
yeah,
different
because
things.
she would smooch with Kim because
They had a lesbian.
They had a
thing for
lesbian
while.
phase, and like she gives something to somebody else. I think. Well, I think she blows a lot of loves at Scott
Yeah,
because that's a thing from the story itself.
yeah. This is a lot of references to the comic
Yeah.
as well, which is really good.
More the comic itself than
Than
the
the
movie,
movie.
which I remember that being a point of confusion for some folks.
Okay,
because
before we go anywhere, secret tunnel.
the subspace tunnel. I think.
Yeah,
Is what
that Ramona uses to deliver Amazon packages.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, the gay zone.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's also glitchy too. I'm not sure what I'd make of that.
Yeah.
Oh, Kim's fucking zooming.
Yeah, she is. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
We get Canadian money.
Man, living in Toronto must be fucking rough. You gotta do. You gotta,
I don't
you gotta
know
do a
because
beat 'em
they
up
got
every-
Free money
you got
everywhere.
You got flying pigs that give you free money, and your subspace shortcut takes you where you need to go. Again, like to reiterate what Ryan was talking about. Was it Ramona literally uses subspace to
Deliver
Amazon packages?
Which led to one of the best bits in the movie.
Yeah.
I think it was in the comic as well. I haven't read it in a while, but it's like, are you waiting for the package you just ordered? Hold on. Yeah, we need to go in
That's
there.
the video story. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any. I think you just get an achievement if you manage to buy all of them. Yeah,
Yes,
if you deal with
got
Scott's
slave
late
fees, which I have the money for.
You do
so.
have the money for.
Oh, because
so-
I already paid it. So
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so basically, there's a cheat to exchange lives for money, and I basically just used it to. Once I played it through it like one time, I just cheesed it to get everyone. So
I like Alone and Disturbed.
an independent psychological filler. Aliens
Yeah.
versus T-Rex. 7 Shaolin Masters and the Mystical Head. We don't need any of this.
No, I don't really think there's any point.
No, but there is a secret shop later, so.
The shop theme actually is one of my favorite tracks in this game, despite it being very short and minute because you only hear it.
Yeah. Hi, young Neil.
Yeah, it's very Neil. One of my favorite
gonna
gags in
punch
the
you,
movie. Like young Neil, like you.
You are no longer
longer-
young Neil. You're
Now
just,
you're just
Neil.
And his eyes just
This is
light
like-
up.
I think maybe I'm the minority in this. There are a lot of visual gags that I feel translated better in the movie because of just the breakneck editing pace of Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a fucking Scott Pilgrim wet dream. Like in terms of just visual references, of just how much love is paid.
Yeah, like
to the
those
Scott
two guys
Pilgrim
outside
universe.
were characters in the comic.
Yeah.
This girl's a
Yeah.
character.
The bearded dude is an absolute fucking dick.
Yeah.
But for a good reason, considering the people he surrounds himself with.
So we got the Clash at Demon Head.
Yeah, that's the name of the band.
Yes.
Smashing Turnips,
Crashing the Boys,
Is
Winfred
that
Haley.
girl a boy too?
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, those are two NES references.
So I was exposed to it, as I was saying earlier, via the movie, and then I decided to
High Nice Mom.
I decided to read this whole commentary is going to be high.
Yes.
I decided to read the graphic novel afterwards, because the entire series was already done at that point.
Technically, no. I think this final volume came out like a few weeks after.
Yeah, the final.
Which is why the ending of the movie is a little weird.
Yes, the final volume. The final volume came out after the movie, but they based a lot of the movie's ending off of plans for the final volume. I think the explanation that, like, Ramona has the mind-controlled chip is, like, an original plan for the final volume that didn't get used.
Yeah, this is Wallace's secret shop where we can get Tlaloc's Feast, Ambrosia, Bionic Arm, Never-Ending Fantasy, and Speedy the Porcupine.
Yeah. Memes aside, the Ambrosia is actually, I think, the best healing item in the game.
Yes, it is. Food of the gods.
So, in this game, you can have a snack.
Yeah, it's River City, so you can carry anything with you if you want, so
it's
you
good to... Yeah, you don't have to, but it's good to have. I have an E-Tank, it looks like, already. When the hell did I get that?
It beats me.
I'm just zooming.
Yeah,
because we're maxed out stuff,
I already have the E-Tank, so I'm just gonna go. I just realized, like, the what was it? Fucking what was this guy's name?
Was that Wallace?
Was that? No, I don't think it was. Was it Wallace?
That
Yeah, I
was
think it was
Wallace.
Wallace. Was it Wallace? Wallace has the fucking big fortune teller thing from the movie Big.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, this is horrible. I'm going to the top.
Yeah. I remember seeing the movie in theaters, and I remember the bed scenes getting a lot of laughs from people regarding Wallace.
Which one was that one?
Early on in the movie, where Scott answers the phone and then Wallace is just in bed with him because they're just sharing a bed for whatever reason.
Right.
And then later in the movie, the other guy's in there with them.
I did not see the movie in theaters. I caught it on video.
Yeah, same.
Afterwards. Because I didn't know what Scott Pilgrim was. You know, I had no idea what it was supposed to be in reference to.
Yeah, I think for the 10th anniversary, they finally released like the actual single from the movie.
Oh, like the song?
Yeah, because it was always had like background noise and
right.
you know the dialogue over it, so they never released it. So I think they remastered it finally after like 10 years.
So, what do you? For those of who read it and watched the movie, do you have a preference? Like, do you think it translates better? Do you think it's better as in its original graphic novel, or do you think the movie does it better?
I think Scott and Ramona's relationship, like, reads better as an actual relationship in the graphic novel.
I do.
Well, because they both realize they're terrible in the book.
Where I think the action translates a little better in the movie.
Easily.
But at the same time, like, the twins are like, they're just a boss fight in the movie. Like, they're not characters.
Yeah, they're not characters at all. To be fair, they weren't much in the graphic novel either, though.
No, they're mostly there to be a backdrop to, like, Scott and Ramona's relationship just falling apart.
Yeah.
This guy looks like a pirate.
Pirates are in this shit. Yes, this is Matthew Patel, the first
Evil X.
Ramona's Evil X boyfriend. You gotta do a little neck twist when you're doing that, too.
Evil X's.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Why do you keep saying that? We didn't even see his demon hipster chicks.
Wow, we beat him so fast.
That's not even enough for the bus fare home. And hopefully we'll get the best of both worlds, because I think it's Netflix, so your mileage may vary on what they actually do with it. But there is an animated series of it coming.
Which is, I feel that's so past the mark, though.
It's so past it, but they did. It's weird because to promote the movie, they made a short of it.
That was based more off the graphic novel than it was off of the movie itself.
Yeah, but it's like, why didn't you just do that in the first place?
Because the animation style was really good. And me personally, I'm maybe you guys can say otherwise. I'm more of a fan of Scott Pilgrim's original character proportions in like the first few volumes when it was more anatomically correct. They're very noodle-like. They're limber.
In the end.
You know? As the series went on, they all shrunk considerably in size. as what was the name of the artist? It was
Brian Lee O'Malley.
Brian Lee
Yeah.
O'Malley. As his art style got refined, the character proportions shrunk and shrunk. What we're basically looking at in terms of the character sprites is how they look in the final volumes of the series.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not terrible. It is in its own distinct art style, but man, I think it is.
Hi, Edgar Wright.
I think it is a downgrade compared to
Edgar,
the first
come
few
back.
I think it is a downgrade to the first few volumes.
A little bit. Have you read his earlier work, Lost at Sea?
No, I've not.
It's very good. I liked it a lot.
I've only read, like, the stuff he's done afterwards. Like, I read a bit of Snot Girl, which he didn't draw, but he did write, and I read, I
Snot
own
Girl's
Seconds.
okay. Seconds is very up and down. It's a weird graphic
Yeah.
novel. It's not as consistent as Scott Pilgrim. But I did like Lost at Sea, so if you want to.
What was that about?
Lost at Sea is basically girl goes on a road trip with her friends. She's still in high school. She uses the excuse of going to see her dad in America just to let her mom go, and she just kind of is going through some tough mental times.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't take any effort at all.
We are so
We're
much.
so overpowered, yeah. Oh,
mean,
there was
I mean,
that
it's-
special key.
I mean, in beat 'em ups, it's also fun to just wail on everything and just insta kill it.
Oh, well, there is a special key.
Yeah, I think it comes-
it
it comes
respawns.
back.
Yeah, it does
Okay.
respawn after a while. I'll take it this time.
Okay.
I think we just like fucking
Nope.
toss it. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Just trying to get the bat.
Yeah.
Fine. I don't need a bat. Ow.
You need a boulder.
I do need a boulder.
I think the story overall worked better in the graphic novel.
Well, that's just more time.
Um,
So.
Well, no, I just think, just more ideas and more, link between the volumes to flesh out different characters. A part of me feels that I didn't like how zanier the series got as it proceeded along, because I really did enjoy the first few volumes. That's what hooked me to read the rest of it, where it was about this dickheaded guy in his later years in high school.
Well,
Into
Scott,
college.
they're not even in college. They're after college.
They're after
Yeah.
college.
Which is
Oh,
why
they're
everyone
after
finds
college.
Scott and Knives
right.
really
That's
creepy.
right, because
Yeah.
Knives is just a high schooler. That's right.
Yeah, and they find that really skeevy.
Yeah. But I liked it. To me, the first few volumes were certainly more grounded
Yeah.
than how fucking overloaded with video game culture
Oops.
the series gets later. And that was always there. I want to stress that. It's not
Yeah.
like it was just magically became a reference to video game culture in its entirety. I felt they went overboard, though, and it kind of loses itself.
Oh, okay. See ya.
Buy Dollary Do.
It's fine. I didn't need the loony anyways.
I also think
Edgar.
Scott and Ramona should not have been together by the end of the series either.
I mean, it sort of works because they both know they're terrible and need to work on it, so they're going to work on it together.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I get it. But
Yeah, I think that could have been done with them not actually having to be together. I think you should both realize you guys are not ideal for each other. You're also just not nice people.
Yeah.
And you can start over, but not necessarily with each other. Like, they go their separate ways. I also am not a fan of, like, this movie the movie had an alternate ending where Scott got together with Knives, and I was like, that is missing the point completely. And I'm glad they cut that.
That was like the first ending they tested too. I
Yeah.
think.
Street Fighter.
I think people were a little too caught up as like, no, the guy should get the girl by the end. It's like, yeah, but
Yeah.
you're completely ignoring
The point.
who the guy and the girl are at this point.
Yeah, also
Yeah.
the point of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can let go of the camera guy, Kim.
No.
Hi, Chris Evans, I think.
It isn't. Yeah, that is Chris
That
Evans.
is definitely does Chris Evans.
It's funny because it's a movie where Michael Cera beats up Captain America, Captain Marvel, and Superman. Because Brandon Routh's also in the
Brandon
movie.
Routh is the vegan, yeah.
It is so funny how many actors in this movie were like pretty small time at the time and have gone on to become big deals. Because like Brie Larson's Envy.
Yeah.
So Lucas was just the actor, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was the actor. I think he dated Ramona in high school,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then he dies via trying to show off.
That's hilarious. This skateboard doesn't mean anything for the record.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's just a comic book reference.
Yep. Can't wait for the game.
You can end the stage anytime you want, game. Thank you. I forgot Knives and Kim just share the same exact victory animation.
I dropped the Joy-Con.
They,
oh no,
they,
you
sh-
only need one.
they share a few animations.
Yeah.
And Wallace is just a Steven Stills clone, which is it's one of those like it's great he's here, but why did you release him like 2 years later? Like you couldn't even buy that DLC because you couldn't buy the game, so you had to have the game already to even purchase it.
I think every end screen is these two smooching.
Yes, and that's the joke.
Me-
While Steven
You
and
won't see
Tim
the
are
camera just there.